What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo, and I am back. It's on another Friday night with happy hour for you guys. And I've been waiting all day to crack one of these, so let's crack it open. Cheers to you all. Happy Friday. You made it through another week. Cheers, everybody. Good to see everybody already in the comments section. Macronomical in there. Oh, he said Lee Gunner time. He said, oh, come on, man. Come on. Only a minute late, only a minute behind. But as you guys know, I run around on Fridays and I rush to get down here and set up in time. But I am here and we are talking World Cup action. The World Cup final is finally here. And even better for a lot of us Arsenal fans and a lot of us Premier League fans is the Premier League is only a week and a few days away. So a week from this Monday kicks off the Premier League again for Arsenal. I and most teams I think are playing on Boxing Day. So very excited about that. Jimmy Bremer's Ghost with a 10-pound note. Slancha, my friend, thank you so much for supporting us. Oh, excuse me. Thank you so much for supporting us. Big up to Ben, Arizona. He says he'll be in Leeds next week. Wow, man. Awesome, man. I hope you get to catch the match. And I hope, excuse me, whoa, that first beer. And I hope Leeds United can stick it to Man City. Screw them. You guys come back well rested, hungry Americans on the pitch. Brendan Aronson starting, not having to wait to come on like he does with the U.S. national team. Shit, do I have the hiccups already? BxGunner, I had to call out of work sick as poop, but I get to catch the show. Good evening, everyone. What up? We're glad to see you, BX, in the house. Bandy, all right. That's what I love. Oh, wait, I don't think we can say most of those lines from that film anymore in this new era. Pincushion, good to see you as well. And I asked what kind of beer should I get today, and he said, yes, kind, be kind. And we will be kind today. My lovely co-host is back on the set, and we are back as friends again. Yes, are we friends this week, Mark?
We're always going to be friends. Not sure what happened. I'm going to be honest. Not sure what happened. You know, if it was a case that I had been drinking all day and I was just getting all riled up, coming in hot, that would have been one thing. But to be perfectly honest, I did not have a single drink until I sat down with y'all, and I don't know what the hell happened. But if I was offensive to anyone out there, whether you be on the panel, well, I've already apologized to you privately, and this is my public mea culpa. If I was unkind to anybody out there or out of sorts, just know that I was out of sorts, and from the bottom of my football shaped heart, I apologize.
No worries,
there
man.
You have it.
It's
just takes a lot to do that. I just want to say.
You know what? It's very typical.
But I'm glad to
it's very typical of this time of year where you're around family and sometimes it gets heated. But you know, we're family. We make up, and we've done 6 shows since then, Mark. So it's like if we hadn't made up by now, shit. Something's wrong.
Everyone. If for those of you that wouldn't know, we've definitely. We've talked about it at length, and we hugged it out more than once. And but me and my bro, we're cool, and that's how good of friends we are. Is that we can work our way out of that kind of shitstorm.
Absolutely, man. Glad to have more shit starting next week as well. Macronomical says us Arsenal fans have an ulterior motive for having Leeds beating Man City. Sorry, but it's just true. And we can still be friends on happy hour. Hashtag just saying.
Just saying.
Bremer's Ghost saying, for knowing nothing about football, Mark is becoming the Yam Yam's top boy in New York. I'm not sure what that means.
I know what a top boy is. But I don't know what a Yam Yam's top boy is. And I'm not really sure what that has to do with football.
And we got the Mark emoji popping up as well.
That's
And if you don't see those emojis available to you, it's because you're not a Stoop Crew member. So go ahead and throw that $1.99 down. $1.99 a month costs you next to nothing. Over a few months, you can buy one of us a beer. So it's like nothing, but you get to use all of those cool emojis and things like that that pop up on YouTube. Yam yams are wolves are wolves.
I'm actually
firm.
looking that up right now.
There you go. Bandy says all the players who play in the Premier League who had a good championship will be 10 foot taller than any other players. Well, so we got to worry about who that's going to be. Is it going to be that bastard Romero? Or is it going to be Willie Saliba, who played all of 5 minutes and could come home with a medal? I don't know. I don't know. And see, there you go. You don't see him here, but you see him on the comments section on the YouTube channel. You see all of these lovely emojis on there. So, Mark, we've got some people talking about. I know he said us Arsenal fans, but it got me thinking about U.S. Arsenal fans. And I sent this around. Actually, my wife found this and sent it to me, and she was like, "This is pretty cool." I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but everybody take a close look at your screen right now. This is the 2022 most viewed teams pages by state. I thought it was very interesting. We've got the Gooner Gras, the Mardi Gras crew down in Louisiana representing Arsenal somehow. All of Texas is Austin FC.
There
But I
was
thought
a
this
there
was
was a few surprises here. I don't know what I found more surprising was that Leeds United's biggest fan base is in Wyoming.
yeah.
Colorado are big supporters of Crystal Palace, but then of all the states to be a Spurs supporter, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma and Maine up there. And I think that's Rob Greenleaf up in Maine. He must go to the Spurs site every single day because there's only like 12 people that live in Maine, and he's one of
Right.
them. But you got Ben Arizona out there saying, "Let's go the Rising." I didn't even know the Rising was a team. But yeah, this is crazy. And Hull City, yeah, he's saying Hull City, WTF. Where were they again? Yeah, Hull City
They're in
is
Alabama.
Alabama. Alabama is Hull City. Who goes to the Hull City web page that much? It's very, very
Do you
interesting.
think
And
that
what
maybe they've gone there by mistake? They were looking for like some city councilman, and they end up going to the whole city
they're like,
site.
you can go to hell. You can go to hell and you die. And they end up to Hull, I guess. But no,
Right.
crazy. And then you have I think that's Nevada. Nevada is Arsenal over there. But then you have Alaska, Manchester United. Hawaii is Chelsea. So crazy. There just might be like 4 people in Alaska that have gone to the Manchester United page.
Right.
Oh, he
I
said
think what I
Rising
do
had
like is
Drogba a few years ago.
I do like seeing that there are states that are that their fan base of a U.S. team. I kind of like that.
Yeah, who is it? That's Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
That's USA?
Oddly
The
enough,
US men's national
Wisconsin is a
team?
big fan of that's the Minnesota Loons.
Ah.
And then the U.S. national team for Minnesota. Some old friends of mine were part of the ambassadorship or the contingent to bring MSL to Minnesota.
Wow.
And
Well, that's crazy.
my friend Christian, his company did the logo.
Ah, dope. Well, cool. Well, that's just an interesting little graphic that we found there that we thought you guys might enjoy a little bit. I think it's very interesting to see, and very interesting to see that these bigger clubs, the Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, things like that. In some states, no, it's all about MLS. It's all about the national teams or Hull fucking City. Like, I'm not really sure about that. So. But Jimmy says Hull are looking for a buyer, maybe an Alabama. an Alabaman. What are the Alabamanians?
Is it an Alabamian?
Alabama
Alabahamian?
Alabahamians. Alabahamians.
Bandy is he's mentioning that Wyoming, clearly the best state in the United States. Oh, you've never been there, my friend.
Well, now they're
Not
like,
a
you know what?
whole
They're
lot.
putting it on their list. They're
It's
like,
true, but there's just not a whole lot in Wyoming other
there's
than
horses. They have
horses, cattle ranches, and racists. It's a very racist.
I thought you were going to say and racing.
And racing.
No, racism.
No, racism is very.
Hello, Father.
Very strong.
I hear we're all racist now. I don't
I have
believe
time for that.
I don't believe I have time to devote myself to being a full-time racist. After the fields, I like to have a cup of tea. Anyway, love me some. I was going to say Mr. Tom, but no, Father Ted. But I do love me some Mr. Tom as well. So, Mark, I hear you're a racist now, Father. And I've been watching a lot of Tommy Tierney. I don't know if you know Tommy Tierney, but Irish comedian.
I do not.
Fucking hilarious.
Was having a hard time sleeping last night, and I turned on the Dairy Girls.
He's in Dairy Girls. He's the dad, like the dad of the main girl.
I'll have to pay more attention.
His comedy is like he tries to offend everybody. It's fucking brilliant. Or he used to, and now he's like, so I've been cancelled. So fuck it. I'm going to offend all you fucking bastards who canceled me. Fucking love it. But Mark, how about we bring in some of these guys so you can get your apologies out of the way?
No, I've already given my mea culpa. That was a grand all-encompassing apology.
All right, well, let's get him in here. There's Gary. What's going on, Gary? How are you? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Oh,
there you go.
Who did that
You're
to
good.
me? Oh, hello, Lolo, Mark, chat room. Welcome to the show. Yeah, no, I heard Mark's comments, and I had chatted with Lolo a little bit. You know, basically the same things you guys have all said. We are a family, and you know what? This is what it looks like sometimes. Sometimes you don't see it, sometimes you don't. So, but as they say, families have these kind of conversations.
Yeah. and when you do a show that is seriously called drinking and banter, like you can't be mad if sometimes it doesn't go your way.
True. So, yeah.
All right, let's bring on Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom, how are you, my friend? Good to see you.
Hi, everyone. It's freezing.
Awfully chipper today. Are you enjoying the cold there? Lots of snow?
Lots of snow is a weird question. It snowed 5 days ago, but it's still so cold that it hasn't melted.
I think that is crazy that London has gotten snow and New York City has not. Yeah, and it has done nothing but rain for 3 days.
Yeah, it snowed over here, but it rained afterwards, so it's gone. So all the snow that was here, bye-bye. It's just wet, and like you say, cold.
The thing here in New York is that every day that we have precipitation, it's warmer that day. So today was like 40, 45, but it was just pissing rain, spitting rain all day. And then the days where it doesn't rain, it's like 20 degrees. So like we're just not working our snow out. Because I've been really trying to get that Stoop slide back in action. My daughter's asking for it. She's like, when it snows, are we going to make the Stoop slide? And I was like, absolutely. It's part of the show now. It's a yearly edition of our show. Well, we've got one more guy to bring in here. We got Chris from Dirty Jersey. And cheers, Gary, to that as well. Cheers, Chris.
That scene from Father Ted was randomly in my YouTube, just when you open it up, it was like the first thing that was there. So the show is part of the social media zeitgeist right now.
Oh yeah,
right.
I just
for me, it's I get a lot of the comedian that his alter ego. He's Uncle Roger, and he rates cooking shows that try and make Asian cuisine. It's what pops up in my for the shorts. You know, the same thing that you're talking about. I get a lot of this Uncle Roger guy.
Oh, I've never heard of him. Don't know what you're talking about. Everybody's talking about how cold it is there over where they are. Oh, and Bandy said, I played Spot the Goat not so long ago and woke my wife. She wanted to know what the hell all the screaming was about. Did you guys play Spot the Goat today?
I didn't see Leo.
Oh, I did.
No?
I played it.
Well, luckily enough, I have it here for you. So here you guys go. It's a very, very quick video, and see if you can spot the goat. Here we go. Turn up your headphones.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him.
Did you spot the goat?
I saw him.
I didn't see him. Yeah,
and
I went
that is
too fast.
officially our most watched video on YouTube.
I actually did get from my wife coming from around the corner screaming, "What are you watching?"
Wow.
I thought
So
it was good.
Are you doing a show next week? Sorry, it's just a quick question. Are you doing a show next Friday?
I would say
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve
Why
is
not?
Saturday.
All right.
That's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
Christmas,
penultimate.
daughter of Eve.
But I mean,
Festivus.
we would be lost without.
That's Festivus, yeah.
We would be lost without betting in the dark heading
There's-
into Boxing Day.
So the games
Yeah.
are on
Yeah, of
Monday,
course, of
right?
course.
Boxing Day's Monday.
Boxing Day is Monday, and then but it's like 3 days worth, right? I mean, Leeds doesn't play until the 28th.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to
true.
say.
yeah.
That is true.
Well, Mo Master's here, and he's already kicking off here. Mbappe today, Messi all time. I see. This is where I'm like, you can't call a 23-year-old a GOAT because GOAT literally stands for greatest of all time. I don't care if Kylian Mbappe wins a second World Cup by the age of 23.
And a third by
Greatest-
27.
Greatest of all time. Sorry, you got to have a career where you're doing it. And right now, we don't even know if he's going to be the best player on the pitch because a 35-year-old might outplay him. So sorry, you're not the GOAT if that is a possibility. Am I wrong, anybody here?
I think you just meant best player today, which he just typed.
That's why you can't still call him that. You cannot call him the GOAT. So that would be the greatest of all today. So I guess he's a GOAT. Greatest of all today. I don't know.
We'll find out.
What are
on
your
Sunday.
guys? What are your guys' thoughts on this? The people are saying if Messi wins the World Cup, it solidifies it. He is the greatest of all time. Other people saying does not matter what happens on Sunday. He's proven that he's the greatest of all time. So
For me,
what
it
do you
doesn't
guys
matter.
think this does for his legacy, Chris?
For me, it doesn't matter, but it would just make it a lot easier to not have to discuss it. So that's kind of how I think about it. I mean, it's all of this is disputable. Like someone's going to come around in 20 years and they're going to get added to the conversation, right? Like we all have I'm sure we all have recency bias when we're making this decision. But for me, this weekend doesn't matter in my assessment.
I mean, I think if Argentina had got to the finals with Messi not really doing anything, similar to like if Portugal would have beaten Morocco and then gone on to beat France, and Ronaldo's coming off the bench and not really doing much. I'm sorry that him winning that it was like them winning the Euros. I believe they would have lost the final if Ronaldo didn't get injured.
What if he scores 3 and they lose? Like, it's kind of this game is, I think, is irrelevant to that discussion.
That's very
You
rare.
either think he is or you don't think he is. And if you think he is, it's not going to change. And if you don't think he is, I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah.
I don't know who needs this to be the deciding factor.
Ronaldo fans.
I think Ronaldo
Ronaldo fans are hate watching this.
You know, I mean, what's the best thing a player that is considered to be the best of all time? What is the best thing that they can do? Right off into the sunset at the very top. And this is what this gives that scenario. That's the end of the story. Is he had this fantastic career, considered one of the greatest of all time, came in for his at age 37, won the World Cup, and that was it.
Yeah.
Not that he's going to retire.
It's going to kill the argument. It will either kill the argument or it will add a third player into the argument.
Right.
That is the two outcomes.
That's what I think.
Well, listen, football players are getting better. They just are.
They'll just continue to get better.
You saw it with us being blessed to have the likes of Ronaldo and Messi playing at the same time, which negated the argument of the Iniestas and Fabregas and Zlatans and Drogbas and all these other players who, had they played 30 years prior, maybe would have been considered the greatest of all time. But they're not even in the fucking conversation because we have Ronaldo and Messi. So next up, once these two guys are done, now we start having the conversation of, well, is it Mbappe? Is it Haaland? Is it whoever? We're only going to have more and more of these debates of greatest of all time. And we're going to be the old men who currently are saying Maradona and Pele, shut up. Like Messi and Ronaldo
I don't think you can put those two and say, no, you go off to the side. It's got to be relative because the times are changing, right? What Maradona and Pele did and what the players are doing now, totally different. But I think it's okay to have more than one player up there because of how can you compare? Are you really going to compare and say, you know what, Pele, Maradona, and any other player from like 10, 20, 30 years ago, you don't deserve to be up there as well? There's either what we call, in the States, right? You have a Mount Rushmore of, right? So in the world, you just have greatest of all time, and you guys they're picking just one player, and it's like, how can you do that, right? R9 is up there. People say all the time, right? So
R9 and Ronaldinho aren't even in the fucking conversation.
Yeah, but some people say that's some of their best players that they like to watch.
Zidane,
R9 weren't around long enough.
Every generation is going to have better nutrition, better training, better analytics. Like right now, there's people who it's kind of like, think of the NFL. You have like someone going to Tom Brady after every set and being like, 22.9% of the time when this received, getting that type of feedback that, Joe Montana wasn't getting, right? Like the knife keeps getting sharpened and, like I was talking with my brother, I was like, can you imagine if this version of Tyreek Hill played in the NFL 30 years ago? With today's training, but against yesterday's NFL, it just would have been a shit show.
Would have been unfair. Of course, he would have gotten demolished because they didn't protect it. They didn't protect wide receivers nearly at all back then.
You could take a forearm to the face. You could do.
That's why you had Michael Irvin.
Careers were so much shorter back then.
No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
earlier.
But then you look at all that going on, and I know Messi and Ronaldo were kind of the start of that era of getting kids young, because I think Messi went to Barcelona when he was 12, right? Yeah. So there was an interview today or yesterday of one of the Arsenal players, Reeves Nelson, and they're talking about his Arsenal career, and he's like, well, I've been here for 15 years and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, 15 years? He's 23. He's 23 and he's like, well, I've been at Arsenal for 15 years. It's in my blood. Reeves Nelson is 23 years old and he's been at Arsenal longer than I've been an Arsenal fan, which is fucking nuts. And he's still itching for playing time. That's where I'm like, imagine Pele wasn't kicking mangoes in the field with his dad, trying to make some money, and he was picked up by Palmeiras or Barcelona or Real Madrid or somewhere like that, where when he was 8 years old, he was actually put in to training, and they were watching his diet and bought him shoes. So his nickname wasn't actually Pele ever. We would call him something else, but it's crazy to think that, to think about all that. I don't know.
I guess
I'm used to you guys interrupting.
One of the comparisons I like to bring up, like, is the Michael Jordan and LeBron James comparison, right? Michael Jordan, he took 10, 11 guys with him, and they got six trophies, right? Maradona, some people would say he was the catalyst to why they were able to win, right? And then they will talk about some of the newer, your Messi and your Cristianos, and it's like it's more of a team concept. There's a lot more contributors to it, and it's not them dragging these guys along with them all the time. It is like we talk about the Barcelona team, and everybody
dragged his team along.
No, I know, but that's
Maradona
where the comparison, that's like LeBron James and Michael Jordan. People try to compare and say LeBron James is a GOAT and compared to Michael Jordan.
I know. I get your point.
But
it's fine.
So for me, it's different, and it's also, like you said, because of the change in the way that the game is played now, right? The change in the way, like, the leagues are set up. It's not brutal as it used to be, right? You guys talking
Football's
about
different 10 years ago, let alone.
It is, but the level of athleticism is probably 2-3-fold what it like.
Agreed.
There are no. I mean, I watch a lot of hockey, and it's like everyone's fast and everyone's strong now. And 20 years ago, the fastest players could create such separation from the other players. Yeah. They were always on breakaways.
You got 6'4", 6'8" players on skates, stopping on a dime and running into a wall. I mean, bigger, stronger, faster, right?
I might bring up that another thing that to bring into consideration is VAR. How many players have had countless goals chalked off because of VAR? In fact, in the first game of the group stage, I believe Messi had 2 chalked off. Didn't he have like 2? Arabia. He had the penalty early,
2, and an assist.
I want to say he had 2 others.
Lautaro Martinez had like 2 goals chalked off. So I think those were. But Mark, you're bringing up a good point where we're going to stop having the argument of the GOAT and start having the argument of the GOAT, where the greatest of all VAR time. Because like Maradona wouldn't have that World Cup. But to go back to somebody's point about it's a team game as well, and this is why I feel like less is important about Sunday, because in all honesty, if Higuain taps in those 2 opportunities Messi provided him with, they win the World Cup. They win the World Cup. That wasn't the last one? It was the one
2014.
The previous one.
14.
Where
Messi hit the post that game as well. Like, it's just.
I'm just saying that's
where
you're
I have
like,
a hard time making.
In the end, it's one game.
Yeah.
In the end, it's one game.
Yeah.
So
it's such a thin margin to make that decision on.
I'm scared for this game because Argentina are in it.
And by the way, like,
World Cup.
You guys know Messi's my favorite, but like, I still, like, last year, everything we're saying about Ronaldo now, people were saying about Messi last year. Like, I still don't think Ronaldo is completely done. I think he's just in a bad headspace, and somewhere is going to recover next year and put 20 goals in the back of the net.
Absolutely.
Sure, he will. But I mean, for who? Who's he going to do that for?
I mean,
no one. I honestly think that
he's 100 teams.
His attitude forced himself out of Man United. His attitude forced himself to the bench with Portugal. I mean, I don't know.
10th
I mean,
Street.
And
When-
and
when-
he goes
when-
out
when he's
publicly
older-
and speaks against his teams.
Yeah. No,
I'm not.
I don't want that
I'm
cancer
not.
on my team.
I'm not condoning his behavior. All I'm saying is I don't think he's completely washed. I think he did a lot of shitty stuff in the last 2 months with United.
I agree with you. He can score 20 or 30 wherever he goes.
it doesn't matter
The question
anymore
is
as far
where
as
he
I'm
goes.
concerned. It doesn't matter anymore. Like if there was any separation, it's happened. You're seeing.
Oh
it
no,
right
I
now.
mean it wouldn't make it. It
You know what
wouldn't
I mean?
make a
It's
difference.
getting
in my
bigger and
ranking.
bigger as we speak, right? Every minute it gets closer to this match, an assist, a goal, a trophy, just gets even bigger for some. For most, it didn't really matter, but it's just getting bigger anyways, right? Because both of them is our last World Cup anyways in most people's eyes. So if he gets it, there's nothing much to talk about. And no matter what Ronaldo does next season, even if he scores 50 goals, it mean nothing.
I bet you Modric
nothing.
still has one World Cup left.
Modric is going to play Modric will keep playing. Here's the thing is,
He's
I
better
think,
now than he was 4 years ago.
I don't know
I
about that.
think Messi
Not sure
Messi
about that.
absolutely has another World Cup in him. The dude walks around half the time. He's like he saves his energy and he just walks around and slowly gets into the right position. And if you watch these, they have these views of the matches where you can watch it kind of from a wide shot, and you can sort of watch him when the camera's not really on him. And when he's just kind of walking around, we were joking about he goes off, has a cigarette, like he comes back. He's like, but he's slowly getting into weird spots that his knowledge of the game is so clever, and he's always on it and knowing like, oh, if I just walk over here, that incredible goal that he assisted, that Mbappe tried to emulate the next day, where he just owns Guardiola for about
Against
35
the best center
seconds.
back this World Cup.
Exactly.
But like when he was
He slowly walked up and he tells Julian Alvarez with some hand gestures, he's like, yo, come here, get that guy, give me the ball, let's go. And done. The play was done at that point because Alvarez was like, yes, sir, whatever you want.
if you notice, he was doing this start, stop, and he would start every time Guardiola was on his heels, basically. And it was just because he's not going to beat him for pure speed anymore.
No.
It's just
Was that
kind
penalty controversial there? In America, on your TV, was the penalty in the semi-final controversial?
No, it was more controversial in the Twitterverse and
Right.
YouTube and stuff like that. Here, everyone, I mean, we were in a bar with mostly Argentinian fans at the time, and to us, it's like, no, it's clearly.
Yes, on our coverage, there was like big arguments over whether it was penalty or not.
Yeah.
That they brought in a referee and everything. It was.
So you guys see a 38, 39-year-old Messi being able to contribute the way he is today.
I don't think
If he's
You know what I mean?
he's
That's-
wandering around the pitch, you have to put somebody on him.
No, I
they
get that, but it's
protect
just,
him heavily.
everything will. It's things. Maybe we'll never see it because he'll just walk away. But
You can't see Lionel Messi on camera without seeing Rodrigo de Paul less than 5 yards away from him. He's literally his bodyguard on the pitch. That's how they've got around the fact of how do you compensate for having a player that's so good. You have to tolerate the fact that he's not going to put in the yards.
By the way, I'm really
Let someone do
excited.
it twice.
it's interesting you say that. But then for Portugal, it's like Ronaldo has to do everything, right? And if somebody has to roll over and support him, it's a big deal. But you just said it just now that he's got people rolling over to help him, and it's okay. But for Ronaldo, just another
I've never said it was okay.
No,
I've
I'm
just said it was happening.
No, I'm saying, but you said it, and it was
Because
like somebody else would say that, and like on the Ronaldo side, and be really upset about it because you know what, we have to support him more. Well, yes, he's he's just one of the better players, and if you support him and all you get out of it is some goals, you're going to take that, right? Right, you're going to take that.
That's interesting. Like you're not wrong, but it's what happened in this whole
I think
tournament.
Messi's teammates genuinely love him because I think he thinks about Argentina first, and I don't think Ronaldo's teammates genuinely love him because I don't think he thinks Portugal first.
No.
I'd like to make a prediction on their future. Lionel Messi will end up being their head coach at some point because, and don't get me wrong, Lionel Messi will not have any job in football apart from when they come calling and go, "Will you please be our head coach?" Like they did with Maradona, for example, because he was a manager in that, but ultimately it's like national service there. Like they get their big stars to be their coach. I know they're big star in their coach now, but it's what they do. And he will feel the need or duty to his country to come out and do that. Ronaldo ain't going to do that.
I'm sorry, I'm just nodding my head because the chat's going. It's going there, and it's like getting me like, oof. Come on, guys.
It's going there. Going where?
There.
Where is it going?
It's going there. Some of the last couple of comments.
God. Oh, okay. And I added to it, of course. Oh God.
I think Messi's going to have a pretty quiet retirement. I don't think we're going to see him a lot once he's done playing.
Yeah.
No, but Maradona had a quiet retirement as well. But they dragged him out. He weren't he weren't a successful football coach. But it was still, you need to do this. You will motivate them, if you get what I mean. It was like, maybe they'll work harder for Maradona, and that'll be what happens with Messi.
Yeah, I don't see Messi becoming a coach. I don't think he. I don't know. Yeah. And I could see Maradona. I understand why Maradona doesn't work as a coach because he's like, just run past all 6 of them. Just run past them. Just run past them. It's like, well,
is that so hard?
I don't know how to do that. It's easy. Look, somebody hold my coat.
Because he's been dead for a year. But other than that, yeah.
Well, I know. I'm saying I can understand why he didn't work out as a coach. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's the personalities of the players, and that's why they are who they are. You can either do it the Messi way, you can do it the Ronaldo way. They're probably on different ends of the spectrum, right? And you're gonna still get goats no matter which way you go, but it's all to your liking, right? Which one you like. I mean, Ronaldo seemed to have wherever he's gone, they've been successful.
He's
right?
a fantastic player, man. He's incredible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maradona as a coach, the thing with him as a coach, it was very similar to Bielsa, as weird as this will sound, in that when it went well for Maradona at Argentina, it went really well because you got results like when they spanked Serbia like 6-0 in the World Cup. But then when it went badly, it went very badly, like when they lost 6-0 in Bolivia. And it was like a national embarrassment type deal. So,
yeah,
I genuinely think Messi will be their coach at some point.
Yeah. I think a lot of the world actually saw a side of Messi this World Cup that they were shocked and appalled at, which was when he was talking shit after the Netherlands match. And we got this beautiful mug that you can purchase on the stupidlolo.com. We will start selling those for sure. Que mira, bobo, which is, what are you looking at, clown? Anda pa allá, meaning walk on, go away, walk over there.
Play your story walking.
Well, you know what, people are probably saying that to him, but talking up to him, and he just basically showed it on the field. He let it slip, right? But he usually just shows it on the pitch, and you just basically have no words. You have no comeback to that because you're just like,
well,
damn.
Can you imagine this dude's been this good for 20 years. For 20 years, he's been amazing, and he's had nothing but criticism on the international level. Nothing but criticism. He's in the argument of the GOAT, but he's winning Champions Leagues, winning La Liga, winning Ballon d'Ors, and then not doing stuff in internationally. The frustration he must feel has to be I'm shocked. This is the first time we've really seen him blow up, and that's him blowing up is saying, "What are you looking at? Keep walking." I'm happy for him. I'm absolutely.
I'm gonna agree there.
I want to see more of that.
I'm a little sad because I don't think they're gonna win, but I think France is gonna is going to.
I mean, France.
I don't know, man.
France hasn't needed as much
there's
magic
a
from
bit of a
Mbappe,
virus
right?
going through the
And he
team
hasn't.
right
So,
now.
so either he's saving it up for the finals, right? Because he's done it before. So, you look at the stats, you don't see his name there all the time, and you're just like, well, it's always there, and that's the threat. It's always there. Like Messi's always there as well, but you've seen Mbappe do it, right? So, he's only got one more match left. Right, he's going to give it 90 minutes, and it's it's him against the GOAT, as many will say. So why not try to go out big on the GOAT and send him off his merry way in retirement? If you're Mbappe, So it's a challenge. It should be good in that sense.
He didn't win Mo Master.
Well, let's take a look at some of what Twitter and Instagram is saying about it right now. We've got Teo Hernandez, who said, Messi? He doesn't scare us. Ooh, big words.
Put
big
that up.
words
Put that
from
on
Matt.
the bulletin board.
That's probably not very smart.
No,
That's not very smart at all.
No, not at all. No.
Especially, is Teo on the same side as Messi? Well, Messi's all over.
No, he's a left back, and I guess Messi's on the right wing. Yeah, I guess they would.
Yeah. So we'll see about that. And then I like this one. Mbappe at 23 is better than Messi at 23, and I'm not even trolling. And the response was 23-year-old Mbappe isn't even better than 35-year-old Messi. Ooh. Different players.
Does anybody remember Messi at 23 as opposed to Mbappe now? Like, when you were watching him, I wasn't. So
that was
I
the
would know,
first
but
World Cup I watched him. I think it's the only one he didn't score in, but he still was like, because that was the one I think Maradona was coaching, the 2010.
I think
Argentina team.
at 23 he already had a couple Ballon d'Ors. So
yeah,
and a Champions League,
and
we
also might want to point out on that it's like we've seen players, great players, fizzle out after a couple of great runs. Who's Mueller for Germany? He had like 10 goals in his first two World Cup appearance, or his first two World Cups.
Yeah.
And then has not scored in the last three appearances. I mean, you're not guaranteed just because you do something earlier in your career. You are not guaranteed future success.
Yeah. Well, and you hate to say it, but like, imagine a career-ending injury happens. Well, then at 23, yeah, you were fantastic and you were this and you were that, but you cannot be in the GOAT.
What are you trying to say about Rodrigo de Paul?
I wouldn't trade Leeds Rodrigo for Rodrigo de Paul.
I know. I'm just saying, is Rodrigo de Paul going to injure Mbappe?
Oh yeah, probably. Oh, I got one of those for here. Boom. The Argentina defenders when Mbappe goes on his first attack in the final. That's for you, Mr. Tom. A little wrestling going on.
I mean, based on what you guys are saying, it's not even a comparison. Mbappe and Messi at 23, at 35, whatever age, he's always going to be chasing down whatever Messi's done, right? So, yeah. Only thing he can say is I got 2 World Cups to your 0. Right? That's might be the only things he might be able to say.
But that's a pretty big say.
No, definitely. But if he doesn't get a Champions League, then it'll be it's like that big hole in the resume that you need to fill. So.
Yeah, a couple of times Gary brought up NFL, and the one thing that people come at me is I think Eli Manning was an average at best quarterback. Not even. I definitely don't see him being first ballot MVP or first ballot Hall of Fame. But everyone comes back at me with 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
He had 2. He had 2 matches
against the best team of all time.
The problem is,
how do you come back to that?
Eli Manning isn't even the top 2 choices to get the turkey legs at Thanksgiving dinner. You got his dad and you got Peyton, and then you got the rest of the family just shitting on him.
No,
So
think about
no,
it.
Eli
He's got
Manning.
2 MVPs in the
No.
Super Bowl, but I believe he's also like led the league in interceptions in 1 or 2 seasons. So
He's
Now
on all
hold
ends
on.
of the
We
spectrum.
are
put
treading
more
dangerous
interceptions than
territory.
touchdowns and
comparing
not
Kylian
a
Mbappe.
winning record.
We are dangerously close to comparing Kylian Mbappe to Eli Manning.
No. We're not doing that.
no,
We're not
no,
doing
no,
I
that.
think
We're
we
not
will
doing
definitely get demonetized
What-
for that.
What we're saying
Andy,
is winning the big game can be the argument winner. You know, it's like, you know, we're talking about that Mbappe will be chasing records that Messi already owns, but 2 World Cups to Messi's 0.
Yeah, but I hear what
gotta-
you're saying, and
take
they're
one.
back to
guys,
back.
can I
and they're
can I
back to
answer
back, and-
Bandy's question just quickly? And
Yeah,
then
go
go
for
back
it.
to your thing. Bandy asked what the odds on Mac Allister was getting the winning goal. They don't generally word it like that, but him getting the last goal in the game is 13-1 or 14.0.
13-1.
That's the
All right.
last goal.
All right, then I want to ask, what are the odds on Mark or me getting this haircut?
Oh, damn.
I don't have
It-
hair.
it-
That's where all
depends.
my hair
Are
is
you-
in the back. So I might actually be able to do that.
You're
No
not cutting. You're not
hair.
cutting your hair, dude.
I like that his haircut has a haircut. Like,
looks more
I
like-
love
he
it.
has a legit haircut.
It looks more like Tim Matheson than Messi.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering who he might look like because he doesn't really look like Messi.
Oh, I mean, for hair, it looks a lot like Messi. He's got a messed up nose a little bit. He could trim the nose hairs, but
Looks like that guy played the Punisher.
No, I was just looking at Mo Masters Griezmann. I mean, whenever you do bring up France, Griezmann's name does come up. For those people talking real football, they always bring him up as, you know, the man behind the scene. You know, you think everything's Mbappe, but as I said, he's done nothing. He hasn't done anything in terms of stat sheet fillers in the last couple of games, but it doesn't matter. I think he brings something, and Griezmann is there, of course, to keep the glue, I think, going. And, you know, that's why you kind of look at, you know, you guys were talking about Modric. I mean, that midfield they had there, same thing, keeping things going, right? No matter what. So, yeah, no, it's going to be somebody else who might shine, but you still want to see a Messi, Mbappe in the score sheet or the assist for this, you know, to see it, I think.
yeah.
Who wins the third place game?
It's tomorrow, right? 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow at
isn't it?
10.
Oh, 9, 10.
Oh, it's
shit.
at 3 o'clock here. Sorry. 3 o'clock
Yeah.
in England.
I'm surprised it's that
uh,
early.
Just, you know,
But
ignoring the not so subtle dig at our knowledge here, it would blow my mind if you guys know who Griezmann is. It blows my fucking mind that you don't watch our other shows, Mo Master, where Mark and I both literally said Griezmann was man of the match.
All right.
And we had
Yeah,
different
we gave
reasons.
Griezmann man of the match
Mark
in our
had-
last episode.
Mark had all of his reasons, and then I had all of mine, which were different and both
No,
valid.
Master. Do
So
you know who Hendrick
fucking
is?
what the fuck?
Lolo, you owe me $1. I told you Mo Mass is gonna go after you. Then I want my $1, all right? You said no, he won't do it. And he did
Former
it.
Real Sociedad great Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there is a lot. There's a lot of support for both teams, right? You do have Messi and Mbappe at the top, but there is more than enough players behind them supporting them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like seriously, like 4 minutes before the match is over, I walk over to Lolo and I'm like, all right, so when we go on man of the match, who you thinking? I'm thinking Griezmann. And he's like, you know, he's actually like mulling other things. I don't know who else. You had somebody else in
I was
mind.
thinking possibly Teo Hernandez, just because he was
Yeah.
so active. He got the goal. He was getting key fouls. He was doing a lot. But then when you look at it, Griezmann was box to box defending, and then when the game potentially could have gotten out of control, where Morocco had the majority of the possession, Griezmann was taking those touches to his leg and falling to the floor, which is a lot of bitch football, but it's also very intelligent tournament winning football. Where
I'll tell you my
he
favourite
knew
thing about that match. My favourite thing about that match, like, because I hated the match. It was a bad match purely because France scored early, and realistically it killed it as a contest, right? But I believe it was Buffal. Because obviously he had the dodgy yellow in the first half, I believe. But then at some point, someone found him. And how most players just start waving a fake yellow card in front of the ref. He made a point. He literally pulls into his imaginary top pocket and just goes. Yeah. It was the best waving of a fake yellow card I've ever seen in my life.
But I looked over to Mark at that moment, and I went, I think that's fucking Buffal. He's on a yellow. You can't tell the ref to give a yellow. He'll give you a yellow. Right. Like, why would you even? I think he survived because the ref was so astonished that someone hadn't wagged the card in his face. They literally went how a ref would actually do it. Because it's how he would give out a yellow card. Whereas most footballers exaggeratedly like, give the card. Whereas no ref has ever actually give a yellow card like that in their life. Whereas he studied it. He's like, no, this is how you would do it when you give me the card. So I'm going to just calmly, beautiful. They should have given the Morocco the trophy, really, for that alone. But football don't work like that. He was very good. But he was lucky.
Was...
I think Buffal was lucky to be on the pitch the entire time because he immediately after getting the yellow card went in for another clumsy ass challenge. Right. I was like, that's a yellow if you're not already on a yellow. And I think Mark said, no, the refs aren't going to give out any reds unless they have to here. And I'm like, he's begging for one. At this point, he pulls out his fake yellow. He's begging for one.
Yeah.
No, how many red cards have there been?
2.
1.
Yeah.
Two.
Two.
One to Hennessy early in the group stage.
Yeah. And then one in Portugal.
Wasn't there one at the end of a game?
Morocco got one in the Portugal match.
Didn't their bench get one?
Yeah.
Morocco. Somebody on the pitch got one.
Play.
They finished the match with 10.
That's kind of rare. Like, it's not. It's like this is the FIFA tournament with like the least amount of crowd trouble and all things like that. So when FIFA sit there and say this tournament was a success, and we all laugh at it because
I have one there for you. Shocking display. You've let us all down. England fans make it through World Cup with no arrest for the first time in history. Look at these fuckers. Like, arrest any one of those.
In Qatar, you like never get out.
Die.
You're like hung in the city square.
Tom, can you bet on the amount of extra time? I'd be taking the over every game.
Stoppage time. The amount of extra time is always the same.
Oh yeah, added time.
Same.
Stoppage time.
Yeah.
This is the most stoppage time I've ever seen.
I'll tell you one of the most disappointing aspects of the tournament for me, and I'll regret not bringing this up 2 weeks ago when we mentioned it, but I know I've already mentioned the little car not bringing the ball in, which still upsets me. But they started doing the countdown before the game, where they go 10, 9, and they do the kickoff. Literally on the first game, I can't believe I didn't bring this up till now. On the first game when Qatar or Ecuador, I can't remember which one it is, kicked off, that they got to 4 and then they kicked off. I'm like, you've had 12 years to plan this.
Yeah.
Someone should have turned around before you went out and went, are you two doing the kickoff? We're going to do a 10-second countdown. Can you then, because of our look on TV? But
they forgot that game actually existed, remember? So the fact that they were off by 4 seconds, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
They forgot that they actually had to play. The host had to play before everybody else. They forgot that.
I was just shocked. I was shocked. I'm like, you've planned it. Like, people have died. Like, there's all these things that have happened around it. And it's like, and you fucked up the opening kickoff as well.
Yeah, I'm going back to the amount of stoppage time or stoppage time in the group stages. The first match with Qatar, that was, I think, was it like 25-30 minutes of stoppage time in that match?
That was the first England match.
No, I think you're thinking of England versus Iran.
The first England match had 10 minutes. And then 14. 10 in the first half and then 14.
It's the longest a football match has ever lasted that didn't officially go to extra time. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's look at this next one that I have. Yeah, here's some words from Gary Neville. Messi was walking around the pitch. People don't fear him anymore. When he's on the ball now, people go and take it off him. They go and tackle him. And there's Messi laughing at that nonsense, that drivel, we will say, by Gary Drevel. What do you guys think about that? Is that what's happening?
When was that?
I'm jealous you don't have to listen to him.
At the start of the World Cup. I just like that it was ESPN UK that put it out.
I'm sure
in that assist that he got against I'm not remembering who the match was anymore. But the assist that he got late in the game against Croatia, that didn't look like they were tackling him and taking that ball away. He spun around 3 people. He took that ball from like 40, 50 yards out.
It wasn't 3 people. It was one person 3 or 4 times.
However,
the guy is good enough to catch up to him again.
No one took that ball away from him. Nobody tackled him.
I'm jealous you 4 don't have to listen to him.
Who?
Gary Neville?
Gary Neville.
Gary Neville. Yeah.
He's scum.
We only
he
listen to
represents
clips.
scum, and I'm upset that he's part of my football coverage.
Well, maybe this will upset you a little bit less. Here's a guy who put 38 pounds on Argentina to win the World Cup, and he's going to get a bunch of money back, but he didn't realize he did it on the Rugby World Cup.
That happened in my shop.
This was in your shop.
No, not
I'm assuming Argentina are not very good at rugby.
They're okay, but they're never going to win.
They're not going to win the World. They're not going to win the World Cup.
It would be like the footballing equivalent would have been like betting on Portugal. Like they'll win if everyone else is shit.
Yeah.
It would take a big sequence of events.
Fortunate foible.
I love that. But now if they win, he's going to be like, oh, fuck, I did very well.
Someone in my shop thought they had done Brazil to beat South. Let's say it was the South Korea game. It was one of the 4 games they played. Brazil to beat South Korea, let's just say. And it turned out he had done Brazil to win the World Cup. It was like,
oh,
yeah, you have to hold on to that, bud.
Yeah, not for too long. And then the last little Twitter thing that I found that I thought was funny was this one. In 10 days, we'll have to shift from this World Cup to Everton versus Wolves. Ugh. Cry on someone's shoulder. Sorry, Mark.
Now you're just being mean.
Okay. We're not a very sexy watch, but guess what?
I bet
I
think
there's a lot more people that are going to be watching Wolves and Everton just to see what Lopetegui can do.
Lolo put that out there. I know
weeks.
Mark,
I know I'm watching. I'm
Mark,
watching.
Take him. I know that's Lolo's account. Get him.
That's my other account.
I am totally fine. But I am expecting something a little different and maybe a little more entertaining because it's got to be a little more entertaining.
England always lose when they're on ITV. England never win a World Cup game on ITV. Just thought throw that out there. That's the thing. Our World Cup coverage is split between 2 channels, and generally we always go out when ITV is showing the game.
Keep it on BBC.
Well, all right.
Is it on BBC?
That was the other one, yeah, ITV and BBC. They had an impromptu match on the first off day. Like the pundits for BBC played the pundits from ITV, and Roy Keane scored the winning goal. And he basically celebrated like a maniac, which was amusing because the day before he had been complaining about Brazil's celebrations against South Korea.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it. You know,
I don't either.
I mean, seriously, like, what's wrong with celebrating? What's wrong with it? You won. You deserve it. You should be allowed to. It shouldn't be critiqued.
I weren't so against it, but I did try to look at it from the point of view. Like, imagine it was your team and you just went 4-0 down by half time, and you're watching like the managers jumping in on the ring of celebration and things like that. Like, you'd be furious.
To the spoils go the winner.
So the fuck what? Then fucking suck up your tears and keep a goal from going in. Like, stop worrying about us dancing and worry about your fucking goalkeeping and defending. To me, listen, when somebody can win the Golden Boot at the World Cup with 6 goals, celebrate every fucking goal like it's a masterpiece. And when you can win the World Cup by winning, you got to win the final, the semifinal, the quarterfinal, the round of 16. So you need to win, let's say, 5 matches with a couple draws. Every match that you win is 20% of what you need to do to win the fucking World Cup. Celebrate it. It's just like people getting mad at Arsenal fans for celebrating wins against Fulham, wins against teams like that, where it's like, yeah, fuck you. We need to win every single one of these. Gary's got that wry smile like, oh, I'm not going to get to talk because he mentioned Arsenal, so they're going to shut me up.
I'll never celebrate Leeds wins. That's all I'm going to say.
You
never.
I'm just saying we're football fans. Celebrate it. And I want to see my team dancing. Like, what I didn't like was when Argentina went like this in the faces of the Netherlands players who were crying. That's a bit of a dick move. But you go off to a corner and you do your samba like your country, and your country is watching you fucking sambaing with you. It's World Cup. Like, do it.
I mean, everybody complains about VAR taking away the celebrations because you always you score and you look over to see if the flag is going to go up eventually, or you're like you hold back on a certain percentage because you're waiting to hear. You see the guy, talking to somebody in the air. He's like, the game. And that's the things everybody loves about the game. You score, it's the best thing ever, right? For that 5 seconds, that's all you. That's all you is you run to the corner and do your slide, right? And now it's like, do I want to do it and mess up? Because you do it a second time, it doesn't work. It's too late, right? It's got to do it in a moment. So
yeah.
It is a goal. Okay, I'm going to celebrate over in this corner.
Luke Ayling scored against Fulham, did his whole celebration, like the hair came out and did all the thing. And then they went, Tyler Roberts was offside, so no goal. Like, Luke Ayling weren't even the one that infringed in the goal. And then it was like, yeah.
And then he spent 10 minutes trying to get his hair back in a hair tie.
Yeah. Here's a question. You think Julian Alvarez is going to start playing more at Man City after this World Cup?
Yeah,
because the games are going to come thick and fast, so he'll be getting used more.
Yep.
I think Pep has a clear plan for Julian Alvarez, and he is part of the plan. Erling Haaland is a beast and is fucking fantastic at what he does, but he is a bit of a precious pony, like.
What is City showing you that you go, well, they're really struggling. They're going to have to make some significant changes to their starting lineup. Nothing.
We're
just waiting. We're just waiting for everybody else to get back to normal, right?
It's just the idea of facing an Alvarez, Haaland, Foden front three for the next.
I don't think that happens.
Fortunately, we're not Man City's first victims. No. They're actually playing Liverpool on the 22nd of December in the EFL Cup. So hopefully they'll use their lads.
Oh, I need I need to give Najee some shit. Liverpool beat AC Milan 4-1 in a friendly today. So, hey Najee.
Leeds beat Real Sociedad.
Didn't we beat AC Milan as well? Did we play AC Milan? Who did we play? Inter Milan?
You did. Milan? No, you played AC Milan in that Dubai Cup.
Yeah, fucking destroyed them.
You beat them, and 2-1's hardly destroyed.
We were destroying them. They got their goal. Like, oh, there you go. Yeah, I was watching. We were like fucking toying with them in the first half.
You in halftime?
Didn't we win the
Run the
Dubai Cup?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
I believe
so?
you.
We've already
I
got more
believe you did.
trophies.
Dubai Jet.
More
You're right.
trophies.
The
I like,
Dubai Cup, is that when you win, they hand you a couple of coins and you go to like the little vending machine and you pull out. Hey,
You don't get coins, you get tickets. No, you know your winnings. You get the tickets and you hand the
I
tickets
did
in
see
and you get an
Pascal's goal,
eraser.
Jimmy.
What are you talking about?
Pascal
You get the big
Stoop
eraser
scored
to
a
go
goal
into your
tonight. That
pencil.
was sensational.
Where is my?
Rodrigo's goal was all right, but Pascal Stoic's goal was.
Yeah, you guys won today.
We beat Real Sociedad 2-1 at Ellen Road. After we beat Elche last week, running through the Spanish teams.
There you go. Good for you. Good job.
Yeah, we won the Elche Cup last week. It's not called that. It's like Eldro Del Felix or something. I don't know. But
You throw that in
past
the
winners
cabinet?
included.
See, you have all these cups for these
Next to-
like
Next
friendlies,
to the Dubai
and then you
Cup.
wonder why
Yeah.
there's new what is it, the new Club World Cup or whatever thing going to be on the
I'm
slate.
fine
in a
with the
couple of
Club
years,
World
right?
Cup. I think they should do that. Like, if the big teams are upset by it, it's like, well, maybe don't go to Dubai on a tour, or maybe stop pushing for 52 Champions League games a season. Just played fucking
Yeah.
matches.
Gary, I saw this question on Twitter and I enjoyed my answer to it. So I'm gonna ask you guys, if you could go for a drink with one fictional British character, who would it be? And maybe
British.
what do you think my answer was? If you could go for a drink with one fictional British character, who would it be?
Is it a character from Father Ted?
It's not. I mean,
Is it from the IT crowd?
From Spinal
No.
Tap.
no.
Oh, I don't know.
No, what I said was the player that finally wins a Premier League trophy for Tottenham. I can't wait to see if there are flying cars and teleportation by then.
Good one.
Those fucking twats. I just want everybody to remember that Tottenham sucks, by the way.
So
There you go, Gary.
You actually
Does
put
the
that they
Audi-
might
does
actually
the
win
Audi
something
Cup count?
in your imaginary world. I wouldn't even give them that. And they're not even getting that in my no.
I'm putting teleportation in there. That means like that's a ways in the future.
Is Hagrid British?
yes.
Okay.
Well,
yes.
no. Well, it depends. Like, is the Harry Potter universe in
Hagrid
England?
sounds pretty Scottish. I guess Scottish is
Yeah.
British, right?
No, he is. Yeah, he is. Like, Robbie Coltrane is British. I'm not disputing that. I'm just
No, I'm
saying,
saying, no,
is the Harry
well,
Potter world still
Robbie
classed as
Coltrane's
Britain?
real or was real, but Hagrid's fictional.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Lolo, how do you feel about a bio break about now?
Yeah, we can do that. Let
Isn't
me
it a
check.
bit weird how all the characters
about
in
to pee
Harry
in my
Potter
beer
married
can
who
while
they
we,
knew when they were 15? Bit weird, that.
Yep, this is just what I thought.
Disproportional.
So if everybody can take a look at the chat window in the live chat, I did start a poll earlier today asking who wins the World Cup final on Sunday. Is it Argentina, which got 31% of the vote? Is it France, which got 19% of the vote? Doesn't matter. Arsenal on top, which got 12% of the vote. And the winner
That was you, wasn't it, Gary?
the winner with 38% was not Leeds. Fuck them both.
That's missing.
We know who butters our bread here.
It is 500 accounts.
If it ain't Leeds, crap.
Before we go to a break, quick question for everyone. When was the last time France lost to a South American nation in the World Cup? Go to break.
Never.
Well, it's happened. I'm just saying, when's the last time it did happen?
2006.
So what I'm
against
saying
Uruguay.
is with the results of the poll, you know what bio break video we're doing. All right. You got 3 minutes. We'll be back in 3 minutes, y'all.
here's a question: when you guys were in the desert that was the championship for 16 years, did you watch any Premier League games?
No. I didn't watch any of them. Fuck them. I didn't watch a single minute of a Premiership match. Swear to God. I didn't give a shit.
I
must admit, I used
or
to.
anything like that.
No, I still don't watch. I don't watch anything but Leeds, mate. Nothing but Leeds. That's it. And that's all I care about.
I must
I
admit,
don't
I'm with
give
James
a
this season. This season,
about
I've
any
struggled
other
to
club.
watch other games.
Bielsa watches everybody. You should too.
No, and what I really hate is like people like talk, oh, that was a great match, man. That was a great match. And it wasn't even involving your club. I mean, no one cares. No, I don't care about that, man. No one care. I don't care about anything that doesn't involve Leeds.
All right. So in the last 15 years,
I fucking love you, James.
I love Leeds. I love
how many
Leeds.
times have you watched?
I love Leeds. Full stop.
So the
Full
last
stop, mate. I
So
love
you-
Leeds. I
you
don't
just
give
missed
a fuck
Lionel
about
Messi
anybody
for
else.
15 years. Like, is that what you're saying? Like, you
What?
didn't? Did you watch Lionel Messi or Ronaldo or anyone?
No.
Oh, nobody
No,
watches that.
no, don't care.
I
don't care. I only care about Leeds.
That's fucking insane.
I don't even know who those people are. Who are they?
How do you know
Oh,
how?
Lionel Richie and someone? I can't remember. Who did you say?
James.
I'm in a bubble, mate. I'm in a bubble. It's called the Leeds bubble. I'm there. I'm here to stay. I signed up for this 40 years ago, and I'm not leaving. It's the 40 years.
I wanted to ask you, James.
Leeds
how-
bubble. I don't watch. I don't give a fuck about any other team in the Premiership. I really don't.
Well, in
I
that
don't
case,
give a
in that
fuck.
case,
You on the
today's
train.
one.
I hate
Today's
them
one
all.
for
I hate them
Wolves
all.
because we scored
There's
it.
varying degrees of hatred.
Right. But
It's
seriously,
going to make me hate you.
see, James, that's the thing is you think that like bothers James at all? James expects he expects that you hate Leeds. He comes.
I want you to hate Leeds.
Exactly.
I want you to hate us. You
Well,
know,
Same.
After
I
this
don't
season,
want you
we
to
should
like
hate
us,
the fact
any
that
of
the
you.
Wolves beat you.
No. Look, I love your hatred, man. I feed off of it. I feed off your hatred like any Leeds fan does. We don't give a fuck. You hate us, and we don't give a fuck.
All right. Well,
What's up,
there's that.
Leeds?
And Chris mentioning Messi, and we haven't heard from James, so I don't think he's watching this. I don't think he's
Scooby.
watching the World Cup.
Wait,
The
is Leeds in
female
this
rabbit
tournament?
in Space Jam is not British.
Is Leeds in
Who?
this? Is Leeds in the World Cup?
What do you mean?
Isn't watching then?
Not is Leeds in the World Cup?
Yeah, James isn't
No.
watching them.
No, he's not watching.
Right.
He is not watching.
The last time France lost to a South American nation at the World Cup was 1978 when they lost 2-1 to Argentina in the first group
Final.
stage.
Oh. Well, that's pretty much a perfect segue to get into betting in the dark with Mr. Tom. Are you guys ready for that? Let me
Yes.
see if am I ready for
I am,
that?
but I need
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Look who's back.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom. Thank you, John, for throwing that on there for us. All right.
Right.
Let's get into it. Mark,
get started,
are you
baby.
backstage as director right now as well? Mark?
I mean, I can.
Or do you see it down there?
I do.
Would you mind going to the next slides? I need to go grab another beer.
All right.
And I have to go all the way upstairs for that. So
Tom, is this the correct slide? You have this?
This is perfect. Let's stay with
All
this,
right.
please. Okay, so I've gone with Morocco because I believe Morocco will take the match more seriously than Croatia, because despite how it feels, it's actually a big deal for them to win this match. 4 out of 7 of the last 7 third place matches have all been over 3 goals. So despite this seeming a bit like a match no one wants to play in, it also has an end of term vibe to it where defending is non-existent. So you could get goals here, and I basically think that Modric and Ziyech could be primed for goal involvements, and that could turn pounds into 14 of them.
I love
Anyone
this.
got any thoughts on the match? Sorry, Chris?
I love this. I like this. I think you're right. I think some of the defense relaxes a little bit. So
Yeah, nobody wants to get hurt in a third place match, before they head off and to go do business elsewhere.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's usually it usually has a function of players will use it if they want to bump up to win Golden Boot and things like that. But obviously, I don't believe anyone in this match is really in contention for that.
someone can put away 6.
You're right, they could, but I mean,
what
if they did, I'd be handy because
who has the most goals? Right? Who is there a tie for most goals, or who has the most goals?
Mbappe and Messi are tied with 5, and
then you've
I
got
think Giroud has 4.
Giroud and Alvarez.
Yeah.
Yep.
But right now, Messi is winning on assists.
Correct.
He's got 3, I think.
Yep.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like Morocco to win. I like it being the over, and Ziyech to do something. I don't necessarily know about Modric, but maybe.
I just like this matchup. I feel like this is going to be. I'm definitely going to watch.
I kind of want to watch it.
They've
but
already played, haven't they? They drew 0-0.
I know, but it's different now. Because
that's true.
Yeah. No, but I know people might say, "Oh, why have you picked the overs when the original match between them was 0-0?" It was like it's got a massively different vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say I don't want to say it's a friendly when I've already said that it's really important to Morocco.
I think you also have players. I think playing for. I mean, like Newbie mentioned it. Amrabat from Fiorentina has been one of the best players in the tournament. Like, you want to have another good showing before transfer season starts. Like,
right?
Yeah, I have a feeling he'll be in the Premier League.
I think you
will see a few play. Like, you're going to get a lot of fringe players in the game, but I also think it might function a bit of like Modric's like international retirement, like victory lap kind of thing as well, because he's probably not going to continue on internationally.
I feel like why would he quit now?
Is he 37?
Yeah,
I could see a 41-year-old. I could see a 39-year-old Modric in the Euros.
See that I can see. I don't necessarily see he's playing in the next World Cup
because the Euros are only basically a year and a half away now as well. So.
We're all sitting here like, oh yeah, can he make it to the next World Cup and that? But as soon as this World Cup is over, that goes into the back burner and everything's like, oh yeah, Champions Leagues or what now?
Yeah. Yep.
So then prolonging that by not playing in this. Right, I've gone with this. This will seem like a bit of a cop out, but yeah, I've gone Argentina to lift the trophy in any form. And obviously, the 2 star men to be involved in the game. And obviously,
did you do a find replace on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what I did, because I thought, well, if I'm gonna do that for that one, why not do it for this one? And yeah, I mean, that's some great work, John.
So but the goals and the assists have to happen in 90 though, right?
Yes. Yeah, but basically, if they both got an assist in the 90 and then Argentina win on penalties, that still wins.
Okay.
But they're obviously going to be very heavily involved in the outcome.
I wonder
So
what are the odds on this, Tom? If you just switch who's lifting the trophy?
It's I believe you'd knock about £1 off because I think France are slight favourites.
Yeah, France are the favorites right
So
now.
right now, as it sits, if we do this on FanDuel, it's 18.78 or 18.78, and if we switch it, it's 17.98. So yeah, France is the slight favorite.
Also, just before Lolo throws up, Mark throws up,
No worries.
slide 3. I am going to spare you all from another Avatar promotion, even though I'm not being paid for that. So I'm going to save that. I couldn't find anything new to bet on Avatar 2 on, really, if I'm being honest. So I've gone with something different you can do on the same game, which might bump up your monies significantly.
All right, let's see it. Argentina to win 4-3. Wow.
You may think this sounds mental, but they played in the 2018 World Cup and France won 4-3. And Mbappe scored twice and Lionel Messi got some assists. Just saying.
That's
Lolo likes the crazy odds.
Yeah, seven goals.
The score is 14-13. Just fine.
The highest it went in terms of a draw was 5-5 because I did initially look for the elusive 7-7 that I've always wanted to happen. But I got close to it once a couple of months ago. Barnet in Wrexham in the Vanarama National Tier 5
right?
played at 7-5.
Okay.
So close to the 7-7. That's Ryan Reynolds' team.
Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take it Messi and Mbappe to score. And a 4-3 correct score is kind of ridiculous. $1 wins you 670.
It happened 4 years ago.
I'm going to take that. Just because it's a buck.
Just saying.
I feel
Obviously,
like
this is a massive shot in the dark.
I think Giroud gets a goal this game.
I do too.
Well, that wouldn't negate any of these.
Yeah.
If Mbappe puts a cross in for it, then happy days.
A Shass.
Yeah, Shass. A shot pass.
To be fair,
You know,
if
Mr.
the game
Tom,
did end up 4-3, if game ended up 4-3 and one of them didn't catch an assist or goal, I'd be furious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, most certainly. Most certainly. Mr. Tom, you you brought up Avatar. I learned something recently about the original Avatar was that Matt Damon was asked by James Cameron to be the lead. And he said, I'll give you 10% of the box office receipts. And Matt Damon said no.
And now Matt
Damon
means
he turned down $290 million.
You know, when they do that, a lot of actors won't take that because they try to do legal wrangling, and they'll say like, "Oh, you get 10% of the gross of the movie," but then there's nothing to define what legally the gross of the movie is.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
so then you end up with fuck all.
And there's all the legalese. I mean, it's like, well, this doesn't include international receipts. Yeah. This doesn't include streaming revenue. It doesn't rental, whatever. But I was flabbergasted when I learned that, and I learned that in this last week.
I mean, I'm sure Matt Damon's done all right for himself, but I imagine that there are times in his life where he has sat there and thought, would it have been so bad to spend a year in a swimming tank with James Cameron?
Right. Yeah, I think he
200
turned.
million.
I think he said he turned it down because he was doing the Bourne Ultimatum.
Which probably made him a pretty penny.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he was fine.
You'd have to look very hard to find people that liked working with James Cameron. From what I've read, he's very what's the word? Demanding, or it's very mentally taxing.
Yeah.
Did Arnold like working with him? James
I
Cameron
imagine Arnie did all right. Yeah. Like, because he did a movie called The Abyss, which was like underwater, but that was basically filmed in a swimming tank, and a lot of people found that difficult. But you've already committed to it, so I don't know. And that was
All right, that was betting in the
He was on
dark.
his
Let's
fifth
see.
marriage, so he must be hard to work with.
Sorry, Chris.
He's on his 5th marriage, so he must be hard to work with.
His wife is like, I can't work with this. What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah. So guys, let me ask you this. Who do you feel is the breakout player of this World Cup? Who's somebody that maybe was not on people's radars that now all of a sudden we're like talking about?
Vardy.
We've got some shouts for João Felix. We've got some shouts for Gonzalo Ramos.
I think a few of the Moroccan players would have increased their stock.
Amrabat.
Hakimi.
Well, Hakimi was a known.
I mean, I don't watch anything outside of Premier League, so to me,
I still think Cody Gakpo.
Cody Gakpo's a good one.
I still think I was right to point out Cody Gakpo at first.
Oh, you did from the very beginning.
He's going to get himself a nice move, let's just say, on the back of this.
I think for me, and again, you know, I outside of Premier League, I don't watch La Liga, I don't watch Bundesliga, and you know, Pink Cushion, he's bringing up Bueno, and I've said a few times to you, Lolo, while we were doing our live shows covering the World Cup, that this has been. To me, this has been the tournament of the keeper, and for me, a player that I didn't know much about was the Polish keeper Chesney. I thought he was fantastic, and I'd never heard of him before.
He used to be at Arsenal.
Arsenal keeper for a long time.
The Croatian keeper, I think, has been good.
Yeah.
Ludovic or Livanovic?
Livakovic.
I think Amrabat for Morocco.
Scott Newby's, although he's
Yo, John.
Hey, John.
Did I miss the opening?
You did. Cheers.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a second or third opening.
What's going on?
How are you, John?
Good. How's everything? Yeah.
I think we actually talked about some football
New
today.
York Rangers on a 5-game win streak.
That's it.
Enzo Fernandez.
Cheers, guys.
The midfielder for Argentina.
Tyler Adams, I know Scott Newby's saying it out of Leeds bias, but he genuinely did have a good World Cup.
Tyler Adams?
Yeah.
He was your best player.
Tyler Adams or Tyler Roberts?
Tyler Adams. Do you know I once called him Tyler Roberts? It's because these fuckers call him Tyler Roberts.
The guy up there in the left-hand corner.
How do you say the guy's name?
Tyler Roberts.
Anuhi on Morocco, the Ounahi guy who can out dribble everybody.
Lolo's not been taking care of the comments, I see.
That would be...
It's like 40.
Azadine Ona. I'm pulled him up because I can't say his name.
Oh, let's go down the list.
You mentioned Amrabat,
Liv Tyler.
Buffon.
Now, I
but
do remember when we mentioned who's going to be the James Rodriguez. I did mention Gonzalo Ramos. That was my pick.
Who's that?
Yeah, I can't say that he was someone that I didn't know about
he came
because
on
the Wolves
and
were
had a hat
chasing
trick.
him for like a year.
Oh, that's him. Okay,
Yeah.
it was good.
He's the Darwin Núñez replacement at Benfica.
Benfica's just rolling out guys who can score goals.
Dude, Portugal is just rolling out. Like the Portuguese league is just rolling out because that's where Fernandes plays at Benfica.
Yeah.
What Scott Lucas
Vardio
says
was
is true.
fantastic. Vardio
was great.
fantastic.
Musiala.
Yeah.
Now
He's
he's
doing
with
really well at Munich as well.
he's with Bayern Munich, so that's a
Right.
little like he's a known
Yeah,
quantity.
but like I said,
Bellingham,
I'm not. I don't watch these guys.
Although it must kill English fans because I think he could have played for England.
Who?
Musiala, I think, had options.
He could, but in the way where it was like, what's the best way of wording it? He had like 8 options, and we were one of them.
Honestly, I mean,
but then he looked at it and he was like, "Will I play?"
I wouldn't say he's a breakout because he's kind of a wonderkind, but Bellingham, I think, was better in the World Cup than I think even people thought he was going to be.
He was fantastic.
What I will say as a worry about the English national team is that we've not actually beat a team in the top 10, ranked top 10 for a long time, and not at an international tournament for an even longer time. It's disappointing.
Bandy, if you're around, I'm going to send you the invite. I think that's by email.
BX says the Mexican guy Chavez really stood out in that knockout game with the left-footed free scoring midfielder, free kick specialist, and almost had a hat trick. The dude showed that he can free kick like crazy. That was a crazy match. So big up for Chavez as well. I just don't know if he did enough.
I liked how Mexico broke their streak of losing in the last 16 by just going out before it.
Yeah, that's out. Easy enough right there. Harry Kane is looking for an NFL kicker's job. Yes, he is.
Oh, that penalty was atrocious.
It was
but
absolutely
at least he went for it. I'll give him that, because so many penalties in the World Cup were limp and lifeless.
The first penalty was taken so well. It was just like he went up there, and I'm just like, he's gonna fucking burn a hole.
He just got too much of his foot under it.
Well, Pete, Harry Kane revealed that there was a text message between him and Lloris, and people have been photoshopping what it was. My favourite one was Lloris leaning over and saying to him, "Will you put my bins out back in London, please?"
Damn.
That's pretty funny.
That's not officially what he said. No one knows what he said.
Are you for real, Mr. Tom? Are you sure that wasn't a joke? Are you sure? It sounds
Lolo,
like
who's the better keeper on Sunday?
It's tough. They're different styles
like
of keepers.
They're
both twats.
Both the keepers on Saturday are good as well, but on Sunday, that's the.
I mean, I think Emi Martinez gives you that little edge
Gives you the swagger.
of cuntishness. I don't know. He's got that cocky attitude, which is fun. But I think just goalkeeping skills, Loris has to be slightly ahead of him. I think distribution-wise, Emi Martinez can offer some things. I wouldn't be surprised if Emi Martinez had an assist. And then
do I want
penalties,
to go through life with
I would have to go with Emi Martinez, but it's a tough one. They're both very good goalkeepers.
It'd be insufferable if Martinez wins a World Cup.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Highbury's local Badger. Says this show is banging, guys. Much love to y'all. Thank you very much.
Look at this
Oh,
comment.
Timbo says,
Yeah,
hate to
yeah,
say
yeah.
it, but Giroud has had a good tournament. Get him back, Gunners. It's too late. It's too late. That Giroud train has
Too
left the
late,
station.
darling, now it's too late.
Oh boy. You
Oh,
okay?
boy.
You okay?
You give it a stroke?
Wouldn't it be something very interesting for Kylian Mbappe to assist Giroud 2 times to give Giroud the golden boot, the all-time goal scorer in France, everything like that, where it's like
You'd have to pass
how are you-
twice.
he would have to pass
See,
twice.
that's what I would say. He would have to pass the ball.
Hey, I have a question.
I bet you he wanted an assist. Sorry, on that last France goal where his like shot got deflected into what's his name, Randall Colomoani's path. But
Choulamani.
What's your question, John?
God, I thought
No,
Ronaldo
yeah,
was
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
take credit for that.
Are you going to give me more of a 2-minute heads up that you're doing a show for Sunday? Are you doing something Sunday or?
Motherfucker, it's the World Cup final. Of course we're doing a show.
I don't know
on
what the
Sunday.
Dram Shop is doing for you. You know, I have no idea.
We are there on Sunday.
Okay.
But it's super early in the morning. It'll be a 9:30 a.m. show.
Okay.
you think they'll deliver a burger an hour away?
They are opening up early.
Their
so yeah,
kitchen will be
probably.
open at our request when the doors are open at 9:00.
What is the best item you can get from the kitchen, off the top of your head?
The Dram Shop burger
Burger.
is really something.
It's gotten even better over.
I do like their nachos though, and their chicken fingers are pretty amazing as well.
They got good bar food.
So
And
the answer- so the
as a
answer- the answer
former
is- the
restaurant
answer is
worker, I
yes,
can tell you that
right?
that kitchen is spotless.
You got to get the triple cheeseburger with it's just
Just the double. Just the double.
Just the
Oh, I
double,
get
man.
triple.
A triple is that's just too much, man.
I do get the triple from Wendy's, just value, isn't it? Even if you take
it's a
one out,
square
put it on the
burger.
side.
It's kind of optically it looks similar, but it's definitely better.
Yeah, their burgers are great. And then they
They're
have the really good salsa that they just have on the table. They have the jalapeno one, and then they have the habanero one. It's just great
Do
stuff.
they do chicken
What I love
wings?
about the burger,
Yeah, their chicken wings are really
Dram
good.
is they don't spare the pickles. Like, I mean,
They're like huge pickles.
They
yeah.
put the pickles on the burger, and that tang is what I want.
Welcome to On the Stoop with Chef Lolo and Mark.
I'm so fucking hungry right now.
Now I'm getting very hungry. I think I'm gonna go to Dram Shop.
I'm really hungry right now. I want a
Totally
Dram
like
Shop
pot noodle
burger
at
and
2
a
a.m.
Poppy's burrito at the same time.
Yeah, but their nachos are very good as well. They make their own queso and they make their own chips as well. So very good stuff. Now I'm very hungry. Haven't even smoked anything, so just wait till that happens. I may actually head over to Dram Shop. Even though I cooked dinner upstairs before I came down here.
Second
We should
dinner.
ban food talk.
Right back.
So Conche is saying a full Irish, please. Mark was trying to get them to do a full English breakfast at Dram Shop, and the owner said, "Oh, what if we did like a full English burrito?"
What could we put it in a burrito? That's what
Yeah, she was like a
said.
full English, so that would be eggs,
Beans.
the sausage,
Bacon.
the pudding, the
Bacon,
bacon,
ham,
the beans.
beans,
be this
mushrooms,
wet-
tomatoes.
I would
Did
try
you,
that.
did you
Mushroom
have a
bacon,
full
tomatoes.
English when you was in England? Did you have it when you
We
was in
did.
England?
Gary and I did at the hotel in York.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't great. That
I
was
like
that
a
was
full
was, I mean,
Scottish.
it was what it was.
Haggis.
I'm not gonna, but it was.
Ah.
You know, I mean, my plate looked like a full-on English breakfast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have a little haggis in there. Go Scottish.
No, you haven't.
Yeah,
No.
you do.
Yo,
Yes, you have.
BX, you are spitting the truth. Corner Bistro, hands down, best burger in New York City.
I
Gotta
would
say
trust BX.
I gotta
If
say-
BX for some reason, I would trust him.
and their
If he
fries
told me
are
somewhere
fried
did food,
in
I'd
bacon
trust him.
grease.
I think I would throw down now. This place is no longer open, and it used to be on Court Street in my neighborhood, but there was this little hole in the wall bar called Cody's, and they threw down a very delicious burger. And then also on Smith Street, it's not necessarily known for their burger, but the burger is very good. Here we are, we're plugging all the secret spots in New York and Brooklyn
That don't exist anymore.
Wing Bar.
Wing
Bar throws down an amazing burger on
You
Smith
gotta
Street.
go. You gotta go to Corzo in Greenwood. It's like an Eastern European. It's like in a. They basically.
Oh, it's in like an
fried burger.
encased.
It's encased.
It's in a
like
pastry.
Fried, like almost.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you. They just closed like this
Shut the
week.
fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. They closed. Read it. You can read about it in Eater. They
I'm
closed.
so upset. I
Yeah,
brought up
my
food.
wife and I are gonna have some problems.
I
Yeah.
think it closed.
I'm
Here,
with the
let me
comment
double
section.
check.
Shut up, all of you. I'm starving now. What the hell?
I'm so
I'm like, all right, that's
upset.
it for the show, guys.
Why did I
We
bring
gotta
up
go.
food? Why did I ask about the kitchen? Why?
Yeah,
Why?
right.
Oh my
What?
god! Permanently closed.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna go
Dirty,
cry
dirty Chris
a little
is done.
bit.
I think only McDonald's is open in my town right now.
I gotta go text my wife. It's gonna be. There's
Are
gonna
you
be
here
some
screaming
Yeah,
warning.
on
no,
the side of
I
the
had
house?
one once several years ago, and it was pretty amazing. But yeah, it has closed as of recently.
That's because we left for New Jersey.
And what, you were going there like six times a month or something?
Yeah, they were keeping them open. See, John even had to run away to go get some food. See, we kicked John out to go get some food.
Just another one.
Food,
He's on a
just,
liquid
just
diet.
some bread, just having some bread.
Quick, Mark, some more Avatar facts to take my mind
So,
off of food.
hold
Why
on,
are you
hold
pouring
on.
it in the
Now-
glass and
now
you didn't
that
drink
we're-
it that fast, just pour it
Now
straight
that
down,
we're talking
man.
about haggis,
I got class.
we got a
man.
lot of people
Yeah,
saying
you got glass. Oh,
haggis
sorry.
and black pudding.
Yeah, I
are
got
the
class,
same.
man.
he drinks his
I don't
Budweiser in a
think
glass.
so.
He drinks his Budweiser in a glass, people. Class.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never had haggis, but I've had black pudding, and black pudding reminds me more of morcilla,
Yeah,
which is
totally.
it's basically just pig's blood fried and
Just a
fried and
different
fried
texture.
and fried and fried. Black pudding is pig's blood. Yeah.
We all should have gone to a buffet when you was in London.
That would have been
Lolo, where did we go when we left the Romanians at the casino? We went to like
No
some
problem.
Oh,
man.
we went to this little
some
like Chinese
curry
place.
place or something. I don't know.
No,
what
it was more. I don't know. It was like, here's a box. They fill it up for you and you walk away. It was like a Chinese to go box.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like noodles and like
Noodles
four
and
like you
things.
could have like 4 different choices or whatever. But I tell you, at 3:00 in the morning, it was the greatest thing ever.
It was great. We walked about a mile.
Yeah, we were. a
Was it
little
called
lost.
chops? Was it called chopsticks by any chance?
No, it wasn't called
Maybe.
chopsticks, but it had like this rhyming name. It was like,
Right.
I don't want to say it was called curry in a hurry because that's a New York thing,
Or
but it was
pings and
something
things.
like that.
I don't know.
Should have took you to Jimmy's buffet.
Jimmy's buffet,
Jimmy.
man. I would have
No, it's
loved
called
that.
Jimmy's.
Yeah, Jimmy
it's
Buffett.
Like, it has
I
variety
get it.
of food.
Oh,
like
I
from
get
everywhere.
everything about it right now, and I want that. There should be margaritas and hot dogs at Jimmy's buffet.
all you can eat buffet hot dogs.
They did steak, man.
You know what's crazy? My grandma, who's from Mexico, from Chihuahua, like the desert Mexico. She's been a cook her entire life. She's cooked for like her job. She cooks for everybody. People would come up and knock on the door, like homeless people would walk up and knock on her door, and she'd give them plates of food. Cooks amazing food, nonstop, always cooking. But when it's her birthday and we're like, okay, we're going to take you out to any restaurant you want to go to, she always picks Golden Corral. I don't know if you guys know what Golden Corral
What's
is.
that?
Absolutely.
Golden Corral is like
I've heard the name, but I don't know what it is.
It's like 100-yard circular buffet where
Right.
at all times they have shrimp and they all have roast and salad and nachos and tacos and ice cream and gummy bears, and it is like the most American thing you can ever find, and it is amazing because nobody can complain because they've got something for you. They have curry, they have everything you could ever imagine, and it all is okay. It's not good, but it's not bad.
It's
so
cheap.
like that's where you go. You get one taco, you get a slice of pizza, you get a small thing of spaghetti, a small thing of pad thai, little bit of salad, some gummy bears, and some ice cream, and you're like, that's round one. And then you go back for more, and you stay there for like 3 hours. But I'm just always shocked that my grandma, who can throw down in the kitchen, makes amazing food. That's where she wants to go.
Yeah.
And I fucking love
that
it.
was always like a after Sunday church for my grandmother. We went to Golden Corral buffet and threw absolute down, and it was a 3-hour affair because you just ate and ate and ate and ate, because what you were going to do is you were going to take a 3-hour nap. When you got home.
Cracker Barrel isn't a buffet.
And if we could just
Cracker Barrel's not a buffet, so
no,
Cracker
exactly
Barrel
that.
is
But if
what
we
I'd
could just
call-
roll back a second or two, Lolo, where we went to was Walk to Walk.
Walk to Walk. I know Walk to Walk.
That's where we went in London after the casino. We went to Walk to Walk.
That's why I know it. I was like, I've heard of that. Oh yeah, because I was drunk
So
watching.
I know this is not that important, but the Corzo burger is available at a place called Brick Farm Market, an hour away near Trenton, New Jersey. I think my wife and I are going to have a drive this weekend.
I can see that in your future.
Gary can post you one to you.
Be careful, guys.
He lives in the same state as me.
I now being
Is it
driven
Tom?
further away.
You might not have a car left.
Yeah, do not go to Trenton. I don't recommend it. It is the capital of New Jersey, and I don't know if you know anything about New Jersey, guys, but New Jersey sucks, and the capital is
not that bad. I live there. It's not
they
bad.
are
Don't
the
even-
epitome of
And
what
he lives
New Jersey
in
stands
dirty Jersey, so it's a different place to where I live.
New
in
Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey has a light up sign that's like 100 yards long when you're driving through Trenton, New Jersey, and it is such a
wonderful,
such a bitchy little sign. This massive sign, it says Trenton makes, the world takes. And I'm like, what a little like backhanded oh, Trenton makes and the world takes. Yes, we provide for everybody. But it's also like, yes, we do everything and the world just fucking takes it. They just take it and they take it. Trenton is a shithole.
I
And if any of you guys are from there,
and the world just takes and takes and takes.
exactly. The problem is Trenton doesn't have a Golden Corral. If they had a Golden Corral, they'd be okay.
Is there a Golden Corral in New York City? Because we should just do a show from there.
There's not, but you know what? I'm thinking maybe we make one. No, the
you
food
should
cost
not.
alone, like the food cost. Because here's the thing about Golden Corral. I used to go there with my homie Big Pun. We called him Big Pun because he was 16 years old and like 400 or 500 pounds. Played on the football team, of course.
Doesn't want to
But
be a player no more.
he quit football because he was like, "Yo,
He didn't
I don't
get
want to
it.
be a
He didn't
player
get it,
no more."
Chris.
Oh, he
It's
didn't
too-
get
Not
too
a
much
player.
for
I
him.
just eat
It
a
was-
lot. But we would go with his family. He had like 5 or 6 brothers and sisters, which he would always say, all from different daddies. They ain't my kid. They ain't my brothers. So we would go at 10
There's one in
a.m.
the Bronx.
There's a Golden Corral in the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
Oh, we
East
gotta go do a
Fremont
show
Avenue.
from there, Mark.
All right.
You have to do a show from there.
Freehold,
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Jersey.
absolutely.
Freehold, New
Absolutely.
Jersey.
So we used to
Oh,
go
there's
at 10
definitely a
a.m.
Golden Corral at New Jersey. No one questioned that.
Yeah, we knew there was one there, just not in Trenton. So we used to go at 10 a.m. because they had the breakfast buffet on Saturdays, and you get the whole church crowd there, whatever. And so you would pay when you walk in. You pay, you get in, and then you go and get whatever you want. And we would sit there and we would eat and eat and eat breakfast. You know, pancakes, French toast, sausage, bacon, all that. And then we would just chill out for like an hour or two. And around 11:30 noon, they start switching out for the lunch food. And if we hung out long enough, we could actually get hungry again and then have lunch. So me and Big Motherfucking Punisher, shout out to you, Big Pun. I wish you were watching this show. He's not dead that I know of. Big Pun is
Just his
dead.
football
But,
career.
this is all football talk. But yeah, I miss those. It was like, what are you gonna do this Saturday? I'm gonna spend about 7 hours at Golden Corral and pay $8.99 for a breakfast that turns into lunch and dinner.
Is that it? It just costs $8.99.
Back then, yeah, for
Back in
for
the day,
breakfast,
yeah, that was their big advertisement.
Fucking hell.
Where the hell is that? West Freehold.
It doesn't.
sounds
It's not
like a
open
cult.
anymore, though. So
What I would
it's
say
not-
about Golden Corral is it's not good.
Suspended.
It's not good, but it's not bad. Like
That's
There's
what I
no
just said.
buffet that is good or
$8.99.
bad.
No, you have to go to
everything
Las
is
Vegas
okay.
for a buffet, but those buffets are $30-$40. So
No,
that you
this-
definitely pay for the
everything
quality.
is okay. Like if you're mad about something, you're like, oh, I just got the brisket, and you're like, oh, that sucks. You just push an entire plate of brisket aside and go get something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got one in Brazilian buffets near here in the O2 Arena.
Oh,
Where
the
you just sit
Brazilian.
there and they
Mark,
bring,
do you remember the Brazilian?
They bring the meat to you.
When we were in Vegas, the Brazilian place we went to,
Yeah, Chow
the
Fago.
steakhouse.
Yeah, like Chow Fago de Chow or something like that.
Chascaria or
No, you almost had it.
What do they refer to that?
Fogo de Chow or something.
Chascaria?
Bruno Fernandes.
Fogo de
I think it was
Chao.
called Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes.
Speaking
It was
of them
fantastic.
Portuguese, did you hear that like Bruno Lage is in line to be the next Portuguese national coach?
Oh God.
I thought he
Like,
was already.
I got this really good guy who could play. His
I
name is
could
Raul
believe it.
Jimenez. They're like, he's Mexican.
They should get Jose Mourinho.
Oh, jeez.
I think if he took an international manager's job, that is him indirectly saying he's nearing retirement.
Yeah, he quits.
He coaches like an international manager with like the low block. Like he'd be I think he'd be a great international manager.
He should take the Morocco job then, or Croatia. Go for it.
I am the special one.
Oh man.
You
We
don't really
almost made
find
it.
the elite managers though in international management anymore, though, do you? It's
Yeah.
You think
fancy
could Southgate be a club manager?
what I've always
I don't
found
think so.
interesting was wondering what job he could get after being England manager for 8 years or whatever it is.
Everton.
Like, who would take him?
Is BX in the Bronx now, or what?
No, he's
still in North Carolina, I believe.
Does he ever get up to the Bronx? Because if he's there, he can go there.
I believe
and
it's
pick us
called
up some
North.
stuff.
I believe it's called North Kakalaka.
Oh.
I think Southgate managed Middlesbrough before he was a England South.
Yeah, I don't know.
could be wrong. I think he got Middlesbrough to the Europa League final. I might be wrong on that. But other than that, I imagine he's more suited for international management because
Middlesbrough to a
day-to-day
Europa League
stuff.
final?
Yeah, that's the thing that happened. Yeah.
When? Like,
off the top of my head, 2010, but that's not right. Google it.
didn't Fulham get to a Europa League final
They did.
with
That's Zoltan Guerra at the time, I think. Great player.
who was the coach though? It was Martin Joel or
Ooh, poor BX.
Oh, so either 2006 Middlesbrough was
someone in the
Europa
comments
League
will answer.
final. Gareth Southgate played in the match. Sorry, they lost to Sevilla, obviously.
Hey, I have a question for Gary.
Yes, sir.
Where can people find you, Gary?
Oh, is it that time? Yes, you can
No,
find me on.
it's not that time, but it's always a good time to promote.
Yeah,
your show.
so DWTT Arsenal, you'll see me tomorrow with Mr. Tom, noon. I think Mr. Tom will be there, but we'll be there noon tomorrow. Maybe Sam will show up. If not, it's just me and Mr. Tom. And then Mondays we'll have the whole gang. Tony will be part of that. 7:30, 12:30 a.m. for you guys over there across the pond. So we'll be just chatting. It is I guess World Cup will be over by the Monday show, so we'll be able to talk about that, and then Premier League and all that stuff. So
Cool.
check us out. Thank you.
Did I
Sorry,
see that there was
Chris,
a GoFundMe for Tony?
What?
Was there a GoFundMe or something?
Oh, there is actually, yeah. So for
Yeah,
those who
There is,
don't
and
know, Tony,
I was just
Yeah,
trying to find it right now so that we could post it.
yeah, Tony, he is Tony. As
I
I
have
told him, multiple times, if you look up, if you want to, they go to, you have like the medical reference talking about, all the ailments that the body goes through. You just talk to Tony. He probably has had it. The man's gone through a lot.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
that
so
was,
Here he is.
we're
Here he
trying to
is.
get Tony an assisted power wheelchair because right now he's having a hard time getting his prosthetic leg to work because he's not healing correctly in the wheelchair
Lack
that he
of a
has
better
right
way
now.
to say the stump.
yeah.
Well, yeah, his stump, the bone isn't straightening out in a right way because he's having to use it to move around in his wheelchair, and it's actually really killing the shit out of him. So, if anybody, please, if you got a couple dollars to donate, and you even if you were thinking about donating them to us for a second, send them over to Tony. Let's help him. I'm going to put that link here in the comments section. Go ahead and click on that. $1, $5, $20, $100, anything you got. A fellow gunner right there who's in need of help. So
There we go.
And if you can't, see your way to do a few bucks, if you have any other social media, just post this. Let's spread the message far and wide, and
exactly.
see if
Copy
anybody
and
else out
paste
there
that.
can just do it. I posted it to my Twitter account today. I'll be posting it to my Twitter account pretty much every day and ad nauseum. Just to see who we can reach and who can help Tony get a leg up in the world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because this is all to get him out of the wheelchair as well. Like this is literally he's not healing correctly to get out of the wheelchair. That's what the prosthetic was all about. So let's help him out, guys. A fellow gunner, if you guys are Arsenal fans, but if you're not Arsenal fans, he is a Stoop fan. So and he's a human being in the world. So help him out, guys. We thank you so much, John. That's what we need you here for. The things like that we plan to do before the shows that get away from us. Once we start talking about after we did a 40-minute
Golden
plug for
Corral
Golden
plug.
Corral, that is now the sponsor of our show. Hopefully,
Do a free plug for Golden
Chris,
Corral, and here's
Fulham's
30 seconds for Tony.
2010.
Yeah. But either way, guys, that's about the end of the show for us. Thank you so much, Pincushion, for that. He says, I'll stump up some cash for Tony. Make sure you put that in your comment when you give him money. Tony's the type of guy that will love that joke, as well as whatever amount of cash you are able to fork
He loves
over
jokes.
for. Thank you so much, Jimmy Bremer's Ghost. He says, done already. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that. And Scooby D2 Donka, thank you, my friend. And if anybody is interested in hanging out with us for a few minutes after the show, where I don't know, all this Matt Damon talk, I'm in a very Team America World Police mode.
Yes.
And you know
Thomas,
what
yes,
scene?
we're happy
You know
about
what
that.
scene's coming up because I haven't seen it in like 2 weeks now.
America.
So there's a scene coming up.
The sex scene. Here we
I
go.
don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck yeah.
Well, there's the link right
It's
there
not
if you guys
called
want to
North
join us
America.
backstage.
Fuck yeah. Just saying.
It's not North America.
Right.
Fuck yeah. It's
Has Mo
not.
Master been in today?
Mo Master has been in.
Mo
today.
Master's
He
been
has been
in
in.
and out like a Mo Master. So
What?
and hey, don't forget, we'll be at Dram Shop on Sunday.
Yes.
9:30
9 a.m.
Eastern Standard Time, doing a little preview of the
Let me pop up that graphic that
the
Lolo
French
made.
Argentina match. We'll be doing a halftime
It's
show. We'll be
not on
doing a
here.
post game show, and
It's
hopefully
not on here, John.
by the post game we'll be still sober to be able to
Support Dram Shop. Good burger
Not actually my
places
favorite.
are sacred, and they need to
Golden
stay in
Corral.
business.
Absolutely. We expect a good crowd there.
All right, guys. We'll see you backstage if you're going to be there. If not, we'll see you on Sunday. Peace, y'all.
Enjoy.